Well, greetings. Happy day. It's a nice, mellow, bright day. Pretty cloudy though, so it's not. It's cloudy bright. And I better check my sound to make sure I really have sound, and it's not chipmunk. I haven't had any chipmunk audio in a little while. Um, I dispel some rumors about me that most people don't believe anyway. And I'm not going to deal with anybody who wants to talk about pedophile dog fucker. Just keep that. I'm not going to address that at all in public ever again. Fuck you. It's just ridiculous. Nobody's buying. And it's con artist. My real things is a cooperative. My stuff is mine, your stuff is yours, and we work it together. But when we're in my house, we work it under my rules. Some people don't like that. I run them off quickly, or they walk off in a huff. And that's just the way that is. In 1999, got cleaned out, and I had no way of paying off the bills that I got left with. My stuff is mine, especially in personal obligations. I always take care of. If I'm going to screw anybody, it ends up being the utility companies. So I've left big bills, and most of them were stuffed in from internet service providers. They packed and crammed all sorts of shit in there, and I just finally got sick of it and walked away and didn't pay the last bill, four times over the years. But otherwise, I'm real diligent about my financial obligations. Unlike our president, who's been sued hundreds of times for screwing people. And as far as they're trying to take a single incident 35 years ago that was totally consensual and harmless, and blow it out into all sorts of weird proportions. And they had a whole mess of shit that never happened. And read a lot of stuff into every interaction that I have with a minor today, or say about minors today. They read their own perversions into my speech. They just take everything out of context and are painting me with this in this image of something that I'm not. Fortunately, there's people that have known me for many, many years. And, if you need a reference, I have them. Right now, what's got me giggling is they're having me maintaining any interest in me. There's only a few people that are even watching these. What the fuck? Okay, this is the main thread, and they haven't hardly said anything. Yesterday was the first time since November 1st anybody said anything, and even that exchange wasn't much. Here's someone I've never even seen before calling Sparkle Tour. Tommy has less money than he has teeth, and he has 0 teeth. Feels bad man. Then here's another one that I've never really seen, is Oblivious Beard, saying he's more punky than you. And a third one I've never seen, RJ McReady. I barely know anything about this cow, and my impression, skimming this subforum, has been that the 10 or so people who post here are literally the only keeping this guy alive because it's the only interaction he has with other humans. Well, that made me laugh. And say a little prayer of thanks that they don't see most of you that do interact with me regularly. My phone number and your video chat and stuff, and I should put all that available. My Google. Yeah, right. Have them knock on my door, troll. You aren't even Joshua Moon, punk. What else you got to say, fool? We have a fool talking. This is not Joshua Moon, and there's nothing outside but cloudy skies. Or is there? And we do have some civilian cars parked at my curb, but it's Saturday and there's a church down the street and they're full. So what else is happening besides the church congregation, the church services this morning, fool? Yeah, right. Anyway, anything else you need to say before I block you? Because I'm not going to waste my time on idiots like you because you're boring. You're a bunch of fucking broken records. I'll read some of that because I've responded to it to fairly intelligent people or somewhat semi-literate people. You're fucking all just about. I never did the man thing very well. And, deny all you like. It doesn't matter because people see me and accept me as I present myself. Most of the time, I don't even have to reveal that I'm transgender. This morning, somebody addressed me as, "Hey, dude," and one of the girls sitting on the curb corrected him. So fuck off with your bullshit. No, if I was a fake, I wouldn't have so many transgender people for friends. They'd have blown me off years ago, especially the advocates and the parents. I have a lot of parents that are really like digging on what I know, and I'm sharing with them and saying for them, standing up for them. And I'll read some of that shit. That's the topic today. It ain't just Kiwi Farms ain't the only haters I know. I'm shut down at Facebook at the moment, and that's the main reason I came on is that it seems that while I'm shut down, the Tommy Tudor impersonator at AMB has ramped up a new account, a new fake account. So I need to warn my friends and followers that this is happening. But I hang out at Discuss too. I can hardly wait to see you guys try to fucking get me banned there for the shit I say. So I'm not going to engage assholes. Here, and these aren't even haters. I don't, this is the center cannot hold off climate catastrophe. And, this is the kind of interaction I generally have. And I won't, the Kiwi farmers, I never got to that. I got distracted. I never answered it. So Big Todd comes along, and Big Todd is most likely also Lurker X at AMB, and he come along and confirmed this is accurate. He's a stalker, and he just if he makes shit up to suit his own fantasies about me. Nothing I say is true to these people, and then anything that I say that's even remotely related to some perverted fantasy they have on me, they hang that on me. And here's some douchebag that used to be one of the admins, but he's backed off. Anonymous asshole, total fucking asshole. Without Sneasel, there's nobody who cares enough about this fat scumbag to keep the thread board alive, and so it's dying. And one hopes Tom himself will die soon too. Well, sorry to inform you of this, but I don't have COPD. I have chronic upper respiratory issues due to allergies. And my main parts are working real well. I have some old injuries that cause me a lot of pain. I have some real serious issues with my jaw because of plate that's in there that gets inflamed. But other than that, I'm not likely to die anytime soon. My parents are still going strong at 91. My grandma my grandma didn't even stop swimming until the week she died at 97. And she had an aunt that lived until 108. So I ain't going anywhere soon unless there's a natural disaster or somebody murders me. Unfortunately, this is really a disgusting world. Let's see, I got a new notification at Yahoo. Twitter won't even let me have. Oh, here it is. Let's see if it'll reinstate it. I started a brand new account at Twitter. Yeah, they're gonna have to prove that yeah. See you in court. Yeah, they won't let me have an account because I'm managing multiple accounts for abusive purposes. Well, I'm going to make them prove in court that I'm an abuser. Because frankly, I was the one getting abused, and I wasn't even responding that harshly to anybody. Okay. Yeah, I'm just letting them know that there's going to be a discovery motion. I had requested very politely, explain what was going on, and they're like, "Oh no, you're managing multiple accounts for abusive purposes. Well, I'm going to make them prove that in court. I'm going to make Facebook prove that I've been, what fucking community standards I've been violating too. And YouTube's going to need to do a lot of explaining about why they allow my media to be so easily pirated, and do nothing about any of the lies that are being told about me with it. So I better check and see if we have any new idiots here, because I've been typing. Good morning, MS. I am. I got an imposter out there. And Twitter won't let me have an account. Facebook won't let me, Facebook won't let me post for more than a few days before they shut me down. And I have a business I'm trying to run, and I have a fairly large following of people that are interested in what I have to say. I got two good-sized groups that I can't manage. They wouldn't even when I was able to post, fucking Facebook wouldn't even let me post the groups I owned. Yeah, so yeah, I'm a little pissed this morning. I mean, it's been a few years since I got any head. Well, no, it's only been about a year and a half. Twitter's claiming that I'm abusive, and I'm not. I get attacked, and sometimes I get a little salty in my response. But it's nowhere near as abusive as what people are saying to me. A lot of it is ideological. I'm like really upsetting I'm rattling a lot of cages with hard believers, Zionists and what's it call it? Zionist and any religious extremists that are, that believe that violence is an appropriate conflict resolution tool. Our way or the highway, or we'll kill you kind of people. It's like I trigger them. It's like they have these belief systems that are harmful to themselves and the planet that I'm challenging, and I have haters. I have serious haters, and they're just like really totally incompetent. Let me read you some of the shit they say to me. This is just stupid. Here's on climate science. Oh no, I don't think we've had any idiots on this one yet. They're not on this one, but this one's got a lot of idiots. Texas Republicans pushed back on transgender against transgender child medical treatments. The fact of the matter is that we're witnessing the very first generation of happy transgender children and reasonably well-adjusted transgender adults in the history of Western civilization, and there's no fucking way in hell that armed and inbred idiots led by fucking sex offenders are going to send us back to where we were 50 years ago. It's just not going to happen because they're idiots. They're stupid, and the more stupid they get, and the more visible we get, and people can see us responding them graciously and in good humor, and just slicing them, just shredding them every time. And they don't realize it. They think they've won these great victories. That there was one that I scolded him. I forget exactly what I said to him, but he's like all excited because he had triggered a liberal, and I was whining. I was like, okay. But here's real typical. This Shane Smith has some winners. And I think he's already dismissed me. Oh yeah. Here. Let me back up to where I entered this. Oh boy. Let's start at the very beginning. This has been going on for several days with these chuckleheads. Okay, here's where I stepped in 5 days ago. Shane Smith stated, "You are so sick, twisted, and perverted, it makes me want to barf. As far as I'm concerned, this is an issue to start a civil war over. Enough of the perversion of society. was okay when you kept your sick perversions behind closed doors. Now you bring it into elementary schools and preschools. And there's confirmation of what I've been saying straight along, is that they really didn't have any teeth in this discussion because they had no contact with queer people, except through the media in those days. It's like, we had our safe spaces and always have. And we have our allies in the straight world and always have. And it's just since the kids have started, since the doctors started suggesting this affirmative therapy for the children, just let them make their own decisions. It was the Coin Mathis ruling in 2013 that they just went nuts over transgender children. And fuck you. These kids are happy and thriving. The suicide rate drops to under 10% when they're able to be themselves, and that's all it takes. No drugs. They use less drugs because they don't have as many psych issues. I, for one, have had enough. As I said a long time ago, give LGBT people special rights, and they will demand to be able to indoctrinate their kids into their perversion. Start them as young as 3 or 4. Getting real sick of the pedos and perverts. Well, I'm getting real sick of the people who aren't paying attention. Debbie Jackson was raised Southern Baptist, and her child came to her and said, "I'm a girl," and kept on insisting that she was a girl. And Debbie checked with the proper authorities, and they confirmed that Avery needed to be herself, which was a feminine person. And Avery has been living as a female since she was quite young, maybe 6, 7 years old. And Debbie has been standing up to death threats and shit and stupid law all over the country ever since. And you're talking to me about fucking perversion. Fuck you. I'm getting real sick of the pedos and perverts myself, but they happen to be your leaders. And here's another one getting all righteous and sanctimonious. There's nothing lower than a society that refuses to protect and defend its most vulnerable. We have a duty to protect and defend children, the elderly, and infirm from people that would exploit and abuse them in any way. Well, the fact of the matter is, the people that are getting exploited and abused are the people who are same-sex attracted and gender variant. You're white nationalist, male dominant, capitalist bullshit is what's killing the world, and it's the most abusive thing that's ever been on this planet. You call yourself civilized and indigenous people savages. You've got it backwards. So anyway, rant over. I said the true child abusers are the parents who deny the validity of the sexuality and gender identities of their same-sex attracted and gender diverse children. And so this the one who's getting all sanctimonious, and you're a science denying dope. And my response to that was, I'm surprised a misinformed, bigoted moron spelled your correctly. I have a BS in marine biology and 2 years nuclear medicine research in neuroendocrinology lab. What are your qualifications besides 8th grade biology class loser? Law, my qualifications are immaterial to you. You're not hiring me. But I do recognize a dope when I see one, and you're just another educated dope. Your qualifications are immaterial to the subject of child abuse. Treating a child with drugs or surgery that will forever end their freedom of choice is child abuse. Letting them do as they wish when they're adults and can make informed decisions for themselves. Dope. The dolt is you misinformed, intellectually dishonest douche canoe with delusions of intellect and redeeming social value. Prepubescent transgender children receive no drugs or surgery, you despicable creature. Child abusers are parents like you, Sirrah, who would beat their queer children straight, like Pat Robertson was preaching last week. I pity people like you for what you will experience when this God you say demands his bigotry from you the day he shows up. Best of luck to eternity on whatever planet you land on, duped wage slave. Your delusions are hilarious and your tears are delicious. Like he thinks I'm crying. If it's tears of people like you, it's tears of laughter. And here's the mighty white guy. This guy's military. The only country I've heard of that has their lives in order is Hungary. They support the family unit, man, women, and children. They do not support abortion except in special cases. They do not import hordes of people from alien cultures. They do not accept garbage in their schools. They do not have an open arrest. They have an open arrest warrant for Soros. And my response to that was then stop going to evangelical churches and voting for Republicans, you misinformed bigots. That is the perverted society. Law, your name says it all, perverted POS. That's piece of shit for those who don't understand that one. I do believe you're projecting your own deviance at me, loser. I play saxophone and flute. That's my stage name, fucktard. You know, like toot toot fool. What the fuck do you think it referred to? Fellatio? Do you even know what that word means? Really? Law, get lost, Tommy. Yeah, Tommy Tutor. Yeah, you are a Peter Puffer, law. Hey, Tommy, go spread your filth elsewhere. Indoctrinating kids is payload activity. Hey, Shane, learn some truth. Nobody's indoctrinating kids. The kids are struggling for acceptance. If you want to protect your kids, keep them away from the pedos or the pastors, coaches, and congressmen. They are indoctrinating them with LGBT people claiming that LGBT is cool, great, wonderful, preferred, et cetera, and setting up mandatory LGBT groups. What's really sick is if you claim to be straight and Christian, you get treated like absolute garbage, so fuck off, you deviant pile of dung. This is the Shane Smith. This is how they argue. They can't argue with like anything but insults and jingoisms. You don't have. I guess I missed. I missed responding to that last one. He's just a total idiot. You know, they're all worried about, you know, being forced to accept all this and play along and everything. You know, here's like, it gets problematic when I'm forced to play along or else. You don't have to play along with anything. Play along. If anything, straight people are forcing queers to play along with them. You need to stop interfering with our lives. You don't need to like us. You need to acknowledge that we're a natural born minority and our rights trump your sincerely held religious beliefs. The First Amendment protects your right to practice your religion, but it does not grant you the privilege of imposing your religion on anybody else. And that's enough of that. Hey, Head Nam. Yeah, right. You know, it's like, okay, the majority of people will always be cisgender and heterosexual. But the natural order of things makes for gender diverse and same-sex attraction. Yeah, there's some famous in zoos. There's some famous gay penguin couples that are nesting eggs from, you know, for like there was the one in Australia raised another penguin's egg last year, and they're sitting on another one now. Yeah, and I posted that. It's like, does God hate gay penguins? Yeah, I just need to like own up to it already. And the militant activists need to like just chill. It's that they're making it worse. We've got this. We've had this for years, and they just keep making us stronger every time they come up with some of this new bullshit. A judge struck down those new HHS rules within like 48 hours. Just pow. This is unconstitutional. Well, no, it's criticizing Israel or the military-industrial complex here, which is the same thing, really. It's the U.S. The U.S. created Israel. The Zionists created the United States before they created Israel. France too. You know, it's called the Fuck Us Alliance, FUKUS. France, the United States, and Israel were all the United Kingdom and Israel. I mean, and we're all U.S., United Kingdom, and Israel. France were all our Zionist plots. the whole thing. You know, it's the Rothschild Morgan New World Order cartel, a bunch of fucking banksters. And according to some authors I've read, Buckminster Fuller in particular, traces the activities of the banker gangsters who were the pirates who controlled the trade routes, particularly the sea routes between nations that ended up at war with each other. And they'd have installed puppet governments on either end and play both ends from the middle when it's time of war. And they're just profiting off the bloodshed. And there's a lot of authors that point to Babylonian sex magic behind all of it, carried into Europe by the Khazarian conversion in the 9th century. And it's totally infested the Jews and the Catholics ever since. The Anglican Church is just a breakaway from the Catholic Church because the Brits wanted to rule themselves rather than eat it from Rome. let the locals. And the same thing, that's what the United States is about. It's like, it's like rich white guys. They're running it and always have run it, and they're warmongers and slave keepers, and they're demon worshippers. And we got a serial child molester in the White House. And saying things like this will get people pissed off at you. And I don't care. I really don't care. Any day's a good day to die. And all the posturing and shit online is just laughable. Here, listen to this shit. They live in a video game reality. They think that they can mold the reality to. Then they're already watching this. They don't have any nerve to say anything on here, but they think they can mold their reality to suit their to suit their own fantasies. They mold my reality around their fantasies. See, now here's somebody. Here's a new one. Who's this Joe Morrissey? It's down to there's only a few people. Oh, goodness. He had sex with a minor girl. He was an elected Democrat. Let's see what Snopes has to say about this one. Did newly elected Virginia Democrat Joe Morrissey in the past have sex with this teenage receptionist? It's mostly true. He probably was, I'm sure he was less than 10 years old when you see shit like that. This is stupid. Well, let's see what they're already saying some shit here. So this one, that's two people I don't normally look at. Asshole. See, this is how they take me out of context. Tom is a pedophile dog fucker and just went full retard again. What the fuck is wrong with this pedo to make him want to argue nonstop about children being able to make decisions for themselves under the supervision and their parents are doing it under the guidance of doctors? So please just take that shit and put it back in your fucking shithole where it belongs. So that's where it's at. It's just these people are stupid. This is here. Let me find ridiculous. Well, first let's see what the fake Tommy Tutor just responded to me with. Yeah, they're just the usual on that one. Although Patrick Kelly, also known as the Big Al Keylogger, a Marine Corps tool of the perpetual machine. Jurisdiction, how do it work? Well, it doesn't work real well for Arizona to reach out and get a guy like that if he's somewhere else. But there are federal laws that will enable this when, if I can get a RICO investigation started, that is going to rope all of you up, every last fucking one of you, for federal conspiracies, federal harassment charges, federal defamation shit. And nothing that you do holds up to the Brandenburg test on the First Amendment, or the has legs to stand on for fair use. None of it. None of it. The only thing protecting you is your anonymity and my indigence. And it's not my indolence. It's my indigence. You can be sure that I do a lot more than sit here and whine at you. You know, I don't even do that very much. And I'm about finished doing that. And I think I'm gonna just oh, thank you, Hidden Am. I appreciate that. That's what I try to be. You know, I have every reason in the world to be angry and unhappy as everybody else, and I refuse to do it because I've been promised heaven if I do, and I'm going for it with everything I have. And I know a lot of people that are doing it too. And thanks for being here. So I think I'm gonna quit whining and make some noise because that's what people like the most, and that what upsets them the most. Especially this. I have people that really hate this sucker. And I'm on early because I'm blocked at Facebook, and I was a little bored, and I was looking for people to talk to. I didn't want on a Saturday morning. That's enough of that right there. Oh, thank you, Hidden Am. Gabe, if you keep insisting on he, you're gonna just disappear from here. Who are you? Introduce yourself. Welcome. Maybe. Yeah, what about Kiwi Farms? You gonna share some of your knowledge of that place with us? Come on, Gabe, spit it out. You're here to troll. Let's see it. Oh, I'm just overwhelmed with the gratitude. Yeah, yeah, they're trying to they need to marginalize people like me. That's why Twitter won't let me have an account. Anybody, and it's not just like progressives or left or whatever, liberal or whatever. It's anybody who's too close to making sense on either side of any issue is harassed. They're totally defamed. Their conversations are derailed. They get gang reported and run off if you're making too much sense. They want the chaos. They want everybody at each other's throats. So what you here for, Gabe? This is some shit. Let me see if I can find it. This was the other reason I wanted to go online and talk. It's like, I'm not claiming to be a woman. I'm claiming not to be a man. Okay? There are at least 3 sexes, and I'm the 3rd sex. There are at least 6 genders, and I'm one of them. You have male, female, and intersex on the physical side. And you have male, female, trans feminine male, trans feminine male, trans masculine female, agender, and bigender on the psychological side of things. And I'm not claiming to be a woman who is, I'm not at all like a cisgender woman. I'm a transgender woman. From the belly button down, I got this one little like male thing hanging here, and the rest of me is female. And what's so hard about comprehending that? I'm not getting any surgery to modify anything. This is the way I was born. My secondary sexual characteristics were always more feminine than masculine, and the hormones have resolved a lot of the testosterone thing damage that was done, but not anything really like radical. I mean, this is me. I always had boobs and I always had smooth skin and kind of smooth long muscles rather than knotty ones like men, and my veins don't stand out a whole lot. All sorts of shit about me is much more feminine than masculine. And if you can't see that or refuse to see that, I just run out of fucks to give. What you think isn't important, because how people perceive me is exactly how I say I am. And they appreciate my knowledge. They aren't calling me stupid. They're calling me mentally ill. They appreciate what I've got to say. And if they don't agree, they know how to agree without being assholes. You don't. That's why you get banned, is you don't know how to disagree without being an asshole. And you start standing on shitty scripture and discredited pseudosciences and flat out paranoid illusions. There's a point that comes where that they're fucking idiots. Here's this nasty old fucking never was saxophone player. Fucking has to wear diapers to keep his shit out of his pants. What a load of off-the-wall bullshit you spout, trying to dance around your obvious homosexuality, Tom. Just admit that you're gay and get on with it. But I'm not. The idea of a penis in my butthole is like really repulsive to me. And for a life partner, I'm really seeking a trans man or a masculine woman. So here's where I'm telling them, and here's I say to them, I say that I'm not male, and if pressed, I tell them I'm a trans feminine intersex person. I never claimed to be female. I deny being male and claim to be a blend of both, which is readily apparent to sane people capable of independent thought, which does not describe any of you. So here one wants to know, why do I insist on female pronouns? And here's Sneasel. He's abandoned kiwi farms for some reason. If anybody, any kiwi farms insiders like to share what's up with that shit, I'd love to hear it. Why does he lie to people though? He isn't intersex. I find that some trannies assert that they're intersex as a way to defend being super aggressive. There are a lot of legit trannies out there and a lot of legit intersex people out there, but much like autism, there are people who romanticize being these things. Very weird, but that's the world we live in. And my response to that shit, I probably should look at the other one. Here's the other fucking delusion that they're trying to paint me with. He's trying to stack the oppression in his favor. He needs to be a special type of trans person with all kinds of extra garbage, because when he's screaming at people, these things make him even more correct about whatever bullshit he's whining about. Tom had an undescended testicle, and the doctor made sure it didn't reascend, as it does in some cases. His mother was never on meds and made him a DES baby, otherwise he'd be a fucking dolphin. He's stated numerous times he went through to get away from talking shit because of his idea that men won't hit a lady. See, this is shit they make up. He's also an angry gay man who's angry about being gay, but will suck a dick at the drop of a hat, as demonstrated by his Google Rainbow family post in the past and his most recent jizz slurping fiasco. Tom is fucking stupid, and nobody views him as an authority on anything other than shitting yourself while screaming at a camera. Response to the Sneasel was, a fetishist such as yourself is not competent to make any judgment about what is or is not legitimate about gender variant people. If I were fake, I wouldn't have dozens of prominent advocates for friends. I was born with an intersex genital variation that was surgically corrected, but my secondary sexual characteristics have always been more feminine than masculine, and my psyche is female, whether any of you misinformed, malignant, millennial mental midgets want to cop to it or not. And yeah, I can speak my alliterations just as fast as I write them. My male aspect was built entirely out of self-defense. I had to consciously suppress innate feminine movement, posturing, and speech to pass as a straight male when I was a teen. If somebody addresses me as a male, I tell them that I'm not. And if they don't just accept that, I tell them that I'm trans, feminine, intersex person or two-spirit, and they accept that. Only cruel, voyeuristic, sadomasochistic schadenfreude junkies like yourselves insist that I'm a man named Tom. Enjoy your place on the wrong side of history, fools. I've run out of fucks to give about what any of you think of me, because I have so many people around me who love and respect me that are thankfully well out of your sight. I can hardly wait to see the ridiculous, hateful things you have to say about my latest GoFundMe when it launches. So here's an idiot. You've got to come and pipe in. Tom is a male and known and confirmed liar. Well, every lie that they've confirmed is just something that they don't believe. That they, okay, that's a lie because I don't believe it. They haven't proved anything. I've said, I do make errors in statements of fact, but that's not a lie. That's just an error. And when it's discovered, I usually cop to it. I always cop to it. But it's always funny when pathological liars are like total idiots. Oh, cool. How old are you? How healthy are you? I've been batting 0 for 4 with trans guys. None of them have been healthy enough, and 2 of them weren't weird enough. Nowhere near weird enough. They were way too uptight. And I mean, like, excuse me, for a heterosexual transgender relationship to work, the trans man really needs, well, you'd be fun to play with. But for a heterosexual transgender relationship to work properly, the trans man really got to be ready to, give some head. Can't just expect us to be like, eating you if you won't eat us. And that same goes for a cis guy. You want a blowjob, you gotta do me. So, uh, but thanks. I'm happy to have you. But contact me privately about anything personal, though. You're just gonna um, you're just gonna attract trolls. Uh, and if you're having trouble connecting to community, that's something I do well. I'll find the people closest to you pretty easily. More music. Mm-hmm. Well, hi, Luther. Um, I'm not really interested in your escapades at Kentucky Fried Chicken, man. Like, what's the point here? We're not talking about that. Ay, ay, ay. Wanting to say anything. Let's see. I really don't want to waste my time with the idiots. Fools. Just fools. Just fools. Let's see. Let's see if they got anything new. And it's just like broken records. Like the same shit. Same faulty reasoning based on incomplete facts and See here, so Tommy, were you pretending to be a female when you raped Sabrina? I didn't rape Sabrina. This is just stupid. Let's see what what's this shit. Fucking idiots. They're saying I got fired from they're asking about whether the citations. I was cited a couple of times as a statistician when I worked as a lab rat in Texas and Dallas. And now they're questioning that. It's like nothing I say is true to them. No, they got, if it's not bad, it's not true. And everything bad about me is true, no matter who said it or what it is. Let's see what other bullshit they're about this morning. And I think they're funny, but it's just boring and now they're gonna and it's all expect me. Seems they've got a imposter Sabrina Parker. Hey guys, I just thought I would let you know that we've been talking to Sabrina Parker. They've done this before too. They tried this one before with a fake Sabrina Parker. The one who owns the Facebook, I sent some of you. She really is the one Tom molested, and the story really is real. Tom was a creepo even back then. She was sleeping when he molested her. And not going to record her or anything. She's cool, but we showed her all the videos on Tom's YouTube account. And first, she thought it was weird, but then she saw how many there were, and she got frankly perturbed. I'd be perturbed too. I mean, you people are fucking so persistent. You leave me no choice but to say things about it. We have a list of Facebook accounts that Tom talks to on the reg. So watch yourselves, folks. And she is going to be contacting them to ask them to tell Tom to shut the fuck up about her and to never mention her name again, because it's pretty fucking gross to have a geriatric gross hobo talking about molesting you. She's already begun contacting a few of them to ask them to get him to shut the fuck up, and she's not going to stop until she mows through our list. So expect Tom to clam the fuck up about that gross shit soon. No, expect Tom to be in the court real soon with a demand that you be taken into custody. This is fucking outrageous. You're running imposters, telling lies about me. Fuck you. Totally fuck you. To hell and gone. No, this is tobacco. I finished one a while ago. But this is, if I didn't have to worry about shit like this, I just would totally turn my back on these people. But they're attacking my life with lies. And that has to stop. I don't know, 24 caps from that monster. All of it incriminating. I have to go to the court. I can't get anybody to do it for me. I'm going to have to do it myself to get it to stop. This man needs to be taken into custody. He's destroying people's lives. I mean, I'm not the only one. He started several dozen threads at Keeley Farms. Well, anyway, usually on Saturdays, and early afternoon and such, I like to my instruments, make sure I got decent read on my sax. So I'm gonna get that up a little bit, see what I got. Been taking off some weight lately. I'm down around 180, a little over 180 now, from 190, from mid 190, 195 for a long time. It's not sounding on the right pitch. So what we do is we pull the mouthpiece all the way out to where we know it's going to be flat, and then find it. That was a little sharp need to be pulled out. He probably needs a little dressing. Yeah, they find whatever they can to ridicule me for. I love it when like people who know nothing about music tell me I stink at it. I know exactly how bad I am, and what they're saying I'm bad about is not something I'm bad. Good enough that most people really take the fuck out of it, and a lot of musicians compliment me on my intonation, tone, and articulation and phrasing. I got a pretty tone. And I say things that people understand with my horn instead of going running off with the mouth. Well, that'd help. Back to the key is sticking a little bit. That's why it's not going all the way up. I think I got a decent read that's working right. But I don't know how much of this my jaw's going to be able to take. It's starting to hurt. See if I got a little on my wrist for a bit. But I don't want to stress my mouth right now. My jaw's starting to get a little swollen. What I do with the... Oh, there it is. Oh. I'm just going around in circles now. Oh, I'm looking sexy today. Oh boy, just what I needed. I'm 65-year-old toothless fat old tranny. Come on, don't give me that I'm looking sexy shit. What else is on your mind, man? I think now it's time for me to twist one up. I know I'm cute. I'm a cute old trans person. I'm cute in my own way, but not sexy cute. If I'm sexy cute to you, am I sexy cute enough for you to want to pay for it? Jeez. Gabe Smith didn't seem to hang out. He didn't nobody rose to his shit. So we'll just get rid of that. So oops. It's the wrong one. I hid the wrong user. I'm sorry. We need to unhide hidden M. Fuck, how did I do that? Okay. We unhid. Was unhidden. I'm sorry about that. We wanted to hide this other idiot. That's the idiot we wanted to hide. Hidden M's not an idiot. I did that by accident. Sorry about that. This is the one we want to hide. That's better. Okay. Oh, I can see that. You're back. I unhid you. That's crazy. But it's definitely time for another hooter. Probably time for a nap too. I haven't been able to eat real well for a while now. I'll make a sandwich and only be able to get through half of it, which is good because I've been dropping weight. I've really been having troubles with my sinuses. And there hasn't been much. It's all dust and smoke. There hasn't been much pollen. But the dust anywhere near, this is just terrible dusty town. And then me smoking doesn't help any. And even the weed helps a little because it opens up my blood vessels where tobacco is constricting everything. Weed's a vasodilator. These haters that and on all of the, I'm a transgender anti-Zionist Jewish hippie, okay, and I've been reading and writing nonfiction all my life, and been posting on public to the internet. I've been posting in public since you had to buy a stamp to send it to the post office to post something, and posting on the internet since 1999. And I'm not an attention whore. I'm just like, I have my thing. I do my thing, and I'm looking for other people doing their thing that I can get along with. So I do, and I don't really give a fuck. How many people are, reading, or how many friends I have, or shares, or any of that shit. I'm saying what I want to say, and as long as nobody hurts me, it's just okay. I realize most people don't react. I mean, for every person that reacts, there's probably 100 people that read it without leaving somebody on the internet. I'm not thinking about what this guy's going to think. I'm thinking about what the people who come along and read it are going to think. I found out a long time ago that if I stoop to fighting with the trolls, what happens is I end up alienating the people I want to reach, and then ending up with nothing but psychopathic idiots around me. That it's like an echo chamber with the friends that I end up with when I'm fighting the trolls all the time. It's all I get is people cheering me on, and I'm not really getting any discussion, debate. I'm just getting a bunch of bullshit. And when I stay the high road, people can see for themselves when the character assassination starts what kind of person I am, and they very often I end up people that are watching these arguments, or people that have been approached by these assholes, end up wanting to be my friend. So I never really let it get me too down, because I knew that it was helping me more than it was hurting me, because they're such idiots. And I really don't get anybody who believes these people shit about me as somebody that I really don't care to have in my life anyway. So okay, hate me, stay away. They're losing interest because they can't really, what they really want more than anything else is to trigger me and enjoy a chimp out. To do that so easily anymore. I don't, because I won't engage them. I see them, they jump up, and I block them everywhere. And so they're losing interest, which is good, because then I don't have to constantly be talking about that shit. I can be playing more music. I should sit here and show you what I really want to be doing, at least one of those. And then I'm going to cut out because my jaw's hurting and I need to save it for tonight. But what I'm going to sit here doing a lot is just wrapping crystals and hoping to sell some while I talk about, current events and stuff and play some music. But I need to be, it's 'tis the time of year. I need to be making some money. All these nice stones, and they're not doing anything except sitting there. And they need to be seen. So I think what I'm going to do, I have all my tools right here still. Yeah. All I just need a stone I'm going to wrap. See what I want to wrap. What is going to need a nice wrap? A bigger stone. Oh, that'll be a good one to wrap. That'll be a real good one to wrap. It's got a nice finish on it. This here is a piece of chrysocolla from right around here. Tonight, if I can get my shit together, I'm gonna go out busking. I have to be on the bus at 8:30, and I can't stream at YouTube from there because YouTube, I don't have enough viewers for YouTube to allow me to stream with a mobile. I think it's time for some new tools. These are getting dull and rusty. $2 Chinese ones. Yeah, I need some new tools. I don't even know where my good smooth jaw. I guess this is it. No, that ain't it. This isn't even a smooth jaw. Or is it? Yeah, it is. So anyway, how are we going to do this? I think we'll do the real simple one. This is a very simple wrap that I do, and it just takes a few minutes. You take a single wire and just lay it across the back of a cabochon. Trapezoid shape like this is much easier than an oval or a round. Ovals and rounds are very hard to do. You want to do squares and rectangles, and trapezoids work much easier for this one. And what you do is just lay it across the back. Here, let's get the camera down on it. Lay it across the back and make a Z. Just like that. And flip it back over and bring that around and hook it in on the top bend. And pull it tight. And then you do the same thing on the bottom. And that, just by itself, right there, is going to hold the stone forever. Just fine. Oh, where to go? There we go. So that's the stone's in there. Stone needs nothing more to hold it. So then from there, you just start weaving around and I don't know, where are we going from here? Oh, let's get it on where my hands are. There we go. I have no idea. They won't let me stream from my phone. I'll try again tonight. Last time I did this, no, you don't have enough viewers. I can stream at Facebook from my phone, but I'm blocked there right now. So you just keep working it around. Oh, that was the wrong move. Totally wrong. Let's just back that out and try to smooth out the wire, get the kink out of it. That's more like it. Doesn't look very good though. Okay, this isn't working. The sucker is not holding. I think I'm gonna like abandon ship here. uh, it'll hold, but it's not gonna look very good. I don't like it already. Oh, let me hold that up where the camera can see it. Yeah, I don't like it already. I don't like this size wire. Yeah, this size wire isn't making me happy. We'll see. Probably gonna need to get some heavier wire. Yeah, no, I give up. This one sucks. I should just make someone show. Especially before I'm warmed up, I usually wreck quite a few. Like I waste a lot of wire because I'm the way a lot of people are working now is they'll make a frame. They'll sketch it all out and make a frame, and then tie the stones into it. And I'm taking a stone and building a cage for it right on the stone. And you know what? Hour and a half of this, and that's enough of an exercise for my jaw. I'll try to get the phone to connect later while I'm playing. I'll be out there just on the avenue. Thanks for coming. Happy day. Bye bye.